So this one, you are going to get the sweet of the maple first, and then the kick of the horseradish. It is a horseradish base. This one.
Sorry for the chewing noise.
This one you can.
I'm not sorry. T, Bob, and we're here with a guest. We have Missy from Thompson's Sugar Shack, and we're set up here at the Catalyst and Business Nonprofit Expo, and we're talking about manufacturing. And your company, in particular,
that we're going to visit this winter when Missy allows us.
Yeah. You manufacture, if I may say so, a pretty sweet product. Yes?
Absolutely.
No? Okay.
She didn't even get the joke.
We'll keep it rolling.
Literally didn't get the joke.
Sweet product. Go ahead, Missy.
I thought we were having mustard today. That's not sweet.
Can we please let Missy, please?
We're going to have a little bit of everything.
We're going to do real time taste test. Okay.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Missy, for the people that don't know, maybe that aren't watching but are listening, tell us about Thompson Sugar Shack, who you are, what you do.
Thompson Sugar Shack makes pure maple syrup. We also have 17 other products with us. It's a nice product line. We do everything from value adds for maple syrup to candies and creams and sugars. Then we move into the value adds of maple caramel corn, maple peanut brittle, maple vinegars, maple mustards. So you have a nice diverse product. You can take maple syrup and use it in so many different ways.
You were saying before, you were starting to say, and we said, stop talking. Save it for now. So what is maple syrup? Like, what's the difference between like this wonderful bottle of Thompson Sugar Shack maple syrup and Mrs. Butterworth, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the difference between it is we actually take the raw ingredient from a maple tree, which is called maple sap, and we collect it, and then we boil it down. Because when it comes out of a maple tree, on average, it's 2% sugar. In order to put it into this jug here, it needs to be 66% sugar. So you have a lot of water that you need to get rid of. Mrs. Butterworth is 98% corn syrup, and then the rest is flavoring.
So it's all natural. That's what you're telling us. Yes. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So they're not getting it out of trees is what you're telling me.
No,
I am shocked.
She seems so trustworthy, that Mrs. Buttersworth.
I love that label.
Don't sue me. You can't, I'm not Mrs. Buttersworth. Leave me alone.
You're always attacking brands.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I try to support some and attack others. Anyways, that makes sense to me. So 66%.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
And you were saying also that there's grades.
There are different grades of maple syrup. Currently, we have a golden, an amber, and a dark.
Okay.
And the way that you achieve these different grades is the trees produce different amounts of sugar at different times of the year. So this goes back into grade school where you have photosynthesis. So in the springtime, there's no leaves on the trees. How does the tree get a leaf? It shoves sap up the trees and feeds the buds. And as soon as the buds pop, it settles the sap down and it doesn't run anymore. So my window of harvesting is very small. It can be anywhere from, we've had as short as 12 days and we've had as long as 12 weeks.
Wow.
So that is my harvest season. And then whatever product I make from there, it ties me over for the year.
Wow. How many... Go ahead, Bob.
What's your position on climate change?
It has made life a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
Last year was our first year ever. We actually tapped maple trees in January. We have never, ever done that. It was very warm last year. Silly thing to hope for. I'm really hoping for snow this year. But I'm hoping it's gone for maple season. I don't like snowshoes.
How many trees do you have on your premises that you like? Do you have to rotate the trees year to year, or is it the same crop can be used year after year?
As long as you are conservative, You can actually use those trees year after year after year. For instance, you would put one tap in an 18-inch tree. You would put two taps in a 24-inch tree. Anything larger than that, you would only want to go up to 3 taps only. You don't want to overtax your trees because then you jeopardize the longevity of your tree.
Interesting.
So you do want to be thoughtful. We've had a lot of folks get very angry with us that we are destroying their tree. No, I love your tree, because if I don't love your tree, I don't get to use your tree. Loggers? That's a one-time use.
So this is a manufacturing incubator and podcast about building. And we got some negative comments about our debates about food items before. How did you come about the manufacturing process for your product?
So we actually started making maple syrup in 2002. When my youngest one went to kindergarten, my husband said, idle hands are the work of the devil. You need something more to do. I said, laundry. He goes, no, more. I said, okay. So we decided to incorporate popcorn and peanut brittle. When we did that, it was an awesome journey. We treated it as if it was a business. And what we did is we loaned ourselves money and said, okay, we have 5 years to pay this back. It was an awesome experience. We went out, we bought the equipment, started it up in October. The week after Christmas, I handed him back all his money. I was like, okay, that went a lot faster than I was expecting. Yeah. So we've just grown through the years like that. We've added products and things. Now we're up to 17 different products. There's only a handful of them that I do not make in-house, AKA pancake mix, our coffee, things like those things. The lollipops I have a really hard time making in-house. So those ones I don't. Everything else is made in-house.
So that brings up a lot of like really good questions for people that may be facing manufacturing questions. And so one of the questions that it brings up for me is, how do you make the decision on product mix? So like every year you look and you go, okay, here's our 17 products. Mm-hmm. You don't have to get into super specifics, but like generally deciding on quantity of each one that you're going to run, all that kind of stuff. Any tips, advice, insight, things that work for you in making those decisions?
A lot of it has been past year's reports. I've just tried to keep up on my records. A lot of it is record keeping. We currently do fundraisers. So how many fundraiser items did I sell last year and which ones are they in? Okay, this is already on the shelf for last year. My wholesale products that we do, these are how many cases I sold last year. So I've already put those on the shelf for this Christmas season. That is just to get me ahead for the moment with potential to have a lot more customers for Christmas.
Yeah. Have you ever had a product that you launched and then canceled?
Yes. Maple granola. It did not go as planned. It did not move fast enough before the expiration date came.
It's a reality that a lot of people don't talk about. And that's one of the things that we try to kind of shed light on is like, as a business owner, it is on you to, I think a lot of people think it's just gut, right? Like, oh, I think this. And we always say you start with the I think, and then you move to the I know based on actual data.
Yeah.
And I think you hit the nail on the head with, you look at reports, what sold, and the thing you inferred too is, when did it sell? So you're saying like coming into the season, Christmas season, holiday season, that's when you know which products are going to move based on past selling, and you go, okay, bump this up, bump that up. But also making the decision to go, this was a great idea and we loved it, but it didn't sell. So we're not going to.
The one big thing that I found with the maple granola too was every time I went to go cancel it, it actually stayed on the shelf for like 3 years because every time I went to cancel it, somebody ordered it. I was like, oh, maybe this is the time it's going to take off. No, it never did. It was like that one order, and then I go to cancel it, and finally I'm like, what am I doing? I'm wasting product. I'm wasting money. We've had a lot of things that help us agree to carrying different things. Also, is personal feedback. Doing shows like this is amazing. You put a taster out there and see what people think, and when people go, oh my gosh, that's an amazing product. Okay, we can definitely leave with this, or oh yeah, okay, that's got to go.
My questions, because we're sponsoring this expo for some of our incubator clients, but also some of our partners and sponsors, to get real feedback in real time.
Yeah.
and we say certain things, and we can look at the same document and come up with 3 different perspectives.
Absolutely.
I would love for you to share with the audience kind of some of the interesting takeaways you and your team have had today at this expo. Because we have not been around to see every interaction, but you had a lot of activity, and I know you made a lot of sales at that table because I saw a lot of people leaving with bags. So that's awesome. Can you share some of that, what you heard, and then how you're going to incorporate it into the future of your business?
We had printed off some surveys prior to coming and had customers fill them out, and some of your students fill them out. And when they filled them out, some of them that came back, I was very surprised at what they thought of it. They commented on branding, they commented on taste, they commented on so many different things, and they were intrigued. They thought of us as organic. They were just really cool comments to come back. They're nothing that I truly heard before. Like, you hear different things. Everybody seems to like the labels and things like that, but to hear kids actually write them down and people to write them down and be able to reread them, it's like, all right, maybe we are headed in the right direction.
Yeah. And it kind of comes back to that, like you were saying, like you stay up on your reports, having information where you can look back later and go,
Yes.
what was this? What did people think and why? And the big thing that Bob alluded to is we always say it's great when people give you feedback, but the feedback you really want is from the person that gave you $1. Because when they pay, there is even though they may not say it, there's a different expectation, right? I love the sample. I'm assuming. I love the sample. But then you go, okay, it's $300. I'm going to go, it's not $300, let me be clear, but I assume it's not $300. I would pay $300.
These are free.
But like
Samples.
when I know that that's the price point, it may change my opinion.
Yes.
Or I may go, this is a Michelin star restaurants. You have a $1,200 meal. For some people, they're going to go 100% worth it. For some people, they're going to go, that's insane. Getting feedback from what we call a validated or a qualified customer, as has a little bit more value, in my opinion, than the free customer, which also has a place. But, you've made sales today and you've gotten feedback, which is kind of best of both worlds.
So
Absolutely.
because you had your own surveys, did you separate the surveys of non-buyers to buyers?
Ooh, I do not think the kids did that.
So it's your team's fault?
Yes, it is.
I'd say it's Bob's fault. He could have been clearer about that.
The app was supposed to work.
Yeah, Bob.
Wow.
I love nothing more than when Bob gets thrown under the bus. My only hope is I could drive the bus.
One thing that we found with samples, and it's always been a motto of ours in shop, was samples sell. Once somebody tastes it and they find out, because there's a lot of folks that walk up and go, ooh, you got maple ginger balsamic or maple ginger vinegar. Like, who would ever? Yeah. And then they try. God bless you.
You okay?
And then they try it and they're like, oh my. And it has so many diverse ways that you can use it. And I think that's what catches their eye, because not everybody's going to want a salad dressing. Not everybody's going to want a marinade.
So how do you convert the experience to when you go on online advertising, because there is no experience there? How have you made that transition?
Online's been a little bit more difficult for me. I guess I'm a little old school and I'm still learning how in the world people buy from there. We've tried Amazon. Amazon was not a good fit for us. We still struggle really bad with Amazon. But currently, I guess the best way I can explain it is our fundraisers are really starting to take off. And a lot of our fundraisers that we're running are repeat customers. So they've already purchased the product. So when they go online, they see the same product again and they rebuy. Mm-hmm. So
And like we always say to people, just because something's an option doesn't always mean it's the right option. And like knowing, like I have certain products I sell that sell in person. You need to touch and feel
Absolutely.
And see to get the intrinsic value from it. And I know that. And so we go, all right, are we going to spend a bunch of money on online marketing? No, because that's not how we sell. That's not where our customers are. That's not how and where they buy. Mm-hmm. And our whole thing is getting that intel to say, who is our customer? Where do they exist? How do they buy? That's where we need to be. Whatever that is where you want to be. And it seems like you have that pretty dialed. So good for you.
And we'll put it to the test when she invites us out to the
I'm looking forward to it.
plant.
Absolutely.
So we do. I was going to say, we do have some samples here.
Absolutely.
I would love to do the pretzel's
You
my
can't do
third
pretzel
one. I
first.
want to do the pretzel last.
You want to do
have
the
to do
pretzel
it.
first?
Yeah.
You
Okay,
have to do
so
it first?
he says he wants to do it
I'd
last.
like to do it
so
last.
We
It's
can
like,
do what he wants.
It's already set up like this. It's already
I'm
running
not
this
doing
way.
what you want. I don't want to do the pretzel first.
Okay, so
Neither do I.
the sample in the middle
Yeah.
is called your maple ginger vinegar. So that one you're going to do first.
Gonna shoot it?
Absolutely.
So the-
Shots. So this one's really cool. It can be used as a salad dressing straight out of the bottle or as a marinade for your sweetmeats, your chicken, your pork, your fish.
And a dip.
If you would like, you may.
But it's mainly a marinade vinegar. Like
Or
an apple-
vinaigrette,
or
yes. You
vinaigrette.
can use it as a salad mix. I personally, my favorite is cooked cabbage. You take cabbage and bacon and onions and cook it all together and pour an entire bottle over top. Voila, eat. It is
We
delicious.
don't let T eat that.
Oh,
It'd
so
be rough
yummy.
tomorrow. I will say this: like when you said apple cider vinegar, I was nervous, and then you drink it, or you try it, or you taste it, and it's phenomenal. I've had straight apple cider vinegar before. It's supposed to be very good for gut health,
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
and it's tough to get down. This is not. That was wonderful.
It's got a
I
little
could-
bite to it.
Yeah,
A little spice.
Yeah,
It's got the garlics and the peppers in there. Yeah.
It's good.
yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. The second one is your maple balsamic vinegar. Again, you can use it as salad dressing straight out of the bottle or your marinades for your red meats, your beef, your venison, your salmon. The other things this is amazing for is asparagus, Brussels sprouts, watermelon, strawberries, bruschetta, any type of bread dips with
Yeah.
oil.
I could definitely. I'd mess with this for sure on like a watermelon, I don't know why I'm looking at you. Or like a watermelon feta salad, a little watermelon
Absolutely.
crumbled feta,
My
maybe a
daughter
little
makes
arugula on there. You throw some of that on, or a prime
Absolutely.
rib sandwich, roast beef sandwich.
Missy had me at Brussels sprouts because I love Brussels sprouts.
Me too, Bob. Look at us having so much in
Oh my
common.
God, we have so much. We're bonded. As one of our viewers said, it's like couples counseling every week.
And then your last sample is your maple mustard.
Yeah, this is the one
Do I
I
have to
was.
shoot this one too?
Yeah, well, you might want to be careful with the pretzel.
I need some more mustard.
So this one, you are going to get the sweet of the maple first, and then the kick of the horseradish. It is a horseradish base. This one,
Sorry for the chewing noise.
this one you can
I'm not
use
sorry.
We know.
on sandwich meat, hot dog, steak, as a glaze on a ham. You can use it in deviled eggs, in cabbage salad, coleslaw.
Reubens.
Reuben's.
Absolutely.
You don't like Reubens.
I love a Reuben.
We are bonding way too much today. I feel very
This is. I
uncomfortable.
take back what I said about the prime rib before. This is my prime rib.
It is
Sandwich.
very good.
You can do a little thin sliced prime rib sandwich.
As long as it's overcooked.
I had somebody the other day ran out of cocktail sauce, so they ended up using our mustard
I
because
could
of the
see that.
horseradish base.
Yeah. Or like
That's
you said,
pretty amazing.
ham.
So,
My-
oh, go ahead.
That's Bob. It's fine. I was going to tell.
You're
a
just talking
personal,
about
I was going
ham.
to tell a personal story that would
About
really help
ham?
people relate to the product. But that's fine. What do you have to say?
No, go ahead. I was going to ask about how you come to the ratio. Like, what does your taste test lab look like? Uh-oh. See?
A bunch of family members running around going no or yes.
Yeah.
Do they
It's-
drink
it's
during this lab work?
sometimes quite heavily?
Can we be involved in that when we
I'm a
visit?
taste tester.
I'm a professional.
It's amazing how much research can sometimes get done that way.
But it's a very real story of that is how most businesses and idea inventors and stuff like that is a great way to utilize your network of saying like, hey, come for food.
Yeah.
Give me honest feedback. This is how we decide. And then the thing that I really want to hammer home is the second part of what you do, which is you then follow up with feedback from paying customers. So like
Yeah.
you're doing it the way that we like to see it. Like you start with you, and then you start with those closest to you, and then you branch out to bring it to the market, get validation, get that feedback, use those decisions and a look back to move forward and keep going. Like,
But I do think we have to make a point because we talk about bias a lot. Missy has a very unique family structure where they don't actually ever say anything nice to each other.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
helps.
perfect test. environment.
My table is an open circle. Pretty much everything comes to the table, and there isn't a lie that's thrown across the table.
That's what you want.
They tell you how it is, and if you really don't like it, Mom, you look pretty bad in that polka dotted dress. Okay, thank you very much. I'll go.
Better to find out now than later.
Yes.
But that makes your system work where other
does.
people would be like, nice job, right? And that doesn't help.
We always
Yeah,
say
you have to be able to take criticism in our household. It's we have a bit of Asperger's in our house, so we don't get the mumble jumble and sugar coating of the world. That does not work in our house. Nobody understands it. So we just, there it is.
and frankly, you shouldn't want it, in my opinion, in business because it's just going to waste your money. It's just right. I mean,
Why are all those applications coming in that want it?
I mean, like, yeah, someone. I won't. Never mind.
few.
I won't get into that.
You.
Someone
just
didn't-
left meetings.
Someone didn't
'cause-
care for my pushback.
Yes.
When my pushback was just asking a couple questions, but that's neither here nor there. But like that, and one of the things we say frequently is like, you can find out now when you've invested a little bit of money, and what we say is like everyone's mom loves it. Like my mom loves every product I come up
My
with.
mom
right?
does not like anything I do. So.
But like the question is like, okay, go a few steps past your mom or friends and family and get to that next step. But you're either going to find out immediately with friends and family, or you're going to find out the first time someone writes a Google review. And your friends and family, you can say, okay, let me try again. The Google review, it's harder to get them to trust you to try again. So it is, while it may hurt more in the short term, it is way more beneficial to get that criticism now, revise, decide if you want to move forward,
Right.
go from
And
there.
before you double down on resources
Right.
and spend.
Yeah.
So
We've been developing a maple barbecue sauce for
Can't wait.
quite a few years now.
Oh.
And the whole reason is the family cannot agree on it. I want to say we're on like recipe 10, 12, or 13.
can we have that for when we visit? Because we love barbecue.
Yeah.
It's in the works. We will
Well,
try.
we'll give you honest feedback. We're not smart enough to lie to you. So.
Yeah.
All right, we got to wrap this up because I'm getting yelled at once again. I get yelled at the whole
Missy,
day.
where can people find you?
Right there.
ThompsonSugarshack.com. We also have a shop that's open. You can visit us. Third weekend of March, Maple Weekends. You can come out, see the farm. Everything's up in motion. All you can eat pancake waffle breakfast,
Ooh.
pancakes, sausage gravy, hash browns, maple sugar donuts, maple hot chocolate. Did I miss something?
Wait, you told
When is
me
this?
we
Hang
couldn't
on.
visit.
I'll
then.
put this in my calendar right
No.
now.
You said we couldn't come see the manufacturing process
You
that weekend.
Can see it. That's about all you're going to have room for because it's single file through the breakfast
Oh,
line.
okay, we can't come that
when,
weekend.
tell me one more time when the breakfast situation is.
Third weekend of March.
you
love
weren't
that.
really paying attention, were you?
When she said all you can eat pancakes, I was
Lost.
I,
All right. Well, I want to
checked
thank
out.
Missy from Thompson Sugar Shack. In this winter, we will be visiting the manufacturing plant when she lets us on her property to film. Appreciate it, T.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for
Really
having
appreciate
me.
it. Absolutely. Great to meet you.
Until next time, support our sponsors, People Ease, Fabro Industries, and Focus Brands.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.